Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to dive deeper into the concept of ordered dictionary, and we're going to learn how to declare them and how to work with them in a few coding exercises. First of all, in order to work with them, we need to import ordered dictionary from the collection module in Python. Then, in order to create an ordered dictionary, we need to write down the name that we want to have for our ordered dictionary. Then we are assigning it to order dict in empty parentheses. So the name of the order dictionary equals then the keyword of order dictionary and with empty parentheses. Now we created our order dictionary, with the name OD. Okay, and now we would like to have its element. For example, we can have for the element with the key A, the value of 1. As we remember, we mentioned that it's like a normal dictionary with different features. Because it's like a normal dictionary, it has keys and values. So for example, it has the key 1, value 1, okay? So for example, if we are having it in parentheses, then we are having key 2, key 2, value 2, for example, etc. until the end. So different keys, different associated values. Here is our first key, which is A, and its value is 1. Then we are having another key, which is B, and its associated value is 2. And we are having a key that is C equals to an associated value equals to 3. And then we are going to print our order dictionary, which is called OD. So when I run this code and we come here, we see the output here. We see that we are having the order dictionary being printed. So it says A1, so the second key, the second associated value, B and 2 and C and 3. So this is how actually we can have our order dictionary being created and declared. Now let us do some more coding exercise with respect to order dictionary. So in order to access one particular element, how do we do that? For example, if we want to print only the second element of our order dictionary, how do we do that? In order to do that, in order to access a specific element in an order dictionary, we simply write a message, for example, the value for the key B, so it's clear in the output. We can trace it easily. Then we are having the name of our order dictionary. Then we simply write down the key in quotes. So it is going to get the key, that specific key, and then from the OD order dictionary. So when I run this code, we see that it says value for key B is 2. And this part is our message. You see value for key B is 2. This is the message that we wrote to be printed. And this is the part we can access the value of the key B from the OD order dictionary. Okay, so this is why 2 is being printed, because we assign number 2 to it. But if I, for example, want to have another value for another key, we can simply write down, for example, value for key C colon order dictionary, then C. Okay, so this is how we can have our order dictionary here. Let me comment this part for the moment. Okay, now I'm trying to show the value associated to key with key C here. And in order to access that, simply we write the key name in the code here from the order dictionary called OD. D. And we expect that in the output we see number 3 as well. So when I run this code, in the output again we see value for key C equals 3. So this is how actually we can access different elements of an ordered dictionary. Now let us do another example. What if we want to update the values? So here for the key A, we are having its associated value equal to 1. However, what if we want that 1 to be updated and be equal to 10, for example? Simply, in order to do that, on the left-hand side, we write down the name of our order dictionary. In our case, it is OD. Then we are having the key name that we want to work with in the code. So A is there and it equals number 10. Now this way, we are trying to update the value associated with the key A from the ordered dictionary. When I run this code in this part, we are printing again the full ordered dictionary to see what happens after updating A here. So I go down, we see that after updating A, this message is shown. Then it says A is 10, B is 2, and C is 3. So you see here A equals 10, while A was equal to number 1 previously. So this is how we can update the value of A. Here also we can, for example, update another value. For example, here I would like to update the value associated with the key B. For example, I write down again the name of my order dictionary and the key, which is B here, equals 20. So now I am assigning number 20 to the associated value with the key B from the order dictionary called OD. Okay. Then we print it after updating B, and we are going to print the full order dictionary. When I run the code here in the output, we see that, okay, after updating B, A is 10, B is 20, and C is 3, and you see B is 20 and B was equal to 2 previously. So this is also how we can update the order dictionary. Now, what if we want to move one element to the end? In order to do that, for example, we would like to move the key B from the order dictionary OD, and for doing that, we need to use move to end function, move underscore to underscore end. So using this function, we can assign the key B to the end of the order dictionary OD. After doing that, we simply print after moving B to end. We see that here we are having the print of the OD. So when I run the code, we expect that now the key B should not be the second key, but the last key. Okay, so we come here, we see that after moving B to end, we see that A equals 10, C equals 3, and then B equals 20. Previously, we were having A, B, and C, but now we are having A, C, and B. So this is how actually we can move one key to the end. And okay, now what if we want to move, for example, now A to the end? So if I want to move A to the end, again, I write down the name of my order dictionary, then I use the function move to end, and then here I write down, for example, A. This is how I can move A to the end, and then I simply print the order dictionary and the message saying that after sorry, after moving A to end. So after moving A to end, we are printing the full order dictionary, and this was the way to send A to the end. For example, in order to send the key A with its associated value to the end, we write down the key A, then we write down move to end, and we use the move to end function to do that. In parentheses, we write down the name of the key, and in the beginning, we should start with the name of our order dictionary, which is OD. Then I print the full order dictionary. So when I run this code, we see that it says after moving A to the end, we see previously it was like this. So A, C, and B. Now we send A to the end. So A is there and in the end. Then B is in the middle and we start with C here. Okay? Because A was the beginning and C was the second one. Now A is sent to the last one, and that C, which was the middle one, is now the starting point of our order dictionary. Then, for example, what if we want to send one key to the beginning? So let me now send A to the beginning again. Here, I'm updating this. For example, here, I want to send one key of our order dictionary to be the first key. Here, you see that C is the first key. Now I want to have A as the first key again. How to send it to the beginning of our order dictionary? In order to do that, we simply write down the name of our order dictionary, then the function name move to end. But this time in parentheses, we need to have two arguments. The first argument is the key that we want to send to the beginning of our order dictionary, and it is separated by a comma from the second argument, and the second argument simply says last equals false. This last equals false will help us to send the key A to the beginning of the order dictionary OD. And here I'm printing out after moving A to the beginning, then we're having the OD. So when I run this code, we see the output after moving A to the beginning, we are having the order dictionary. A again is the first key, then C, and then B. While in the last version, in the previous version, we were having A as the last key. Now, thanks to the move to end with the last equals false argument, we are having A key being the first key in our ordered dictionary. What if now we want to send B, for example, to be the first ordered dictionary key? In order to do that, for example, I can again write down the name of my order dictionary, then move to end, and then we are having, for example, B here, last equals false, and then we are going to print it. So now I want the key B to be the first key using this keyword of the order dictionary OD, and we are using the move to end function. So now B will be the first key of the order dictionary OD using the move to end function and the last equals false argument. After that, we are saying after moving B to beginning, we are printing the order dictionary, and you see in the previous version, B was the last key. Now, thanks to the move to end function with the last equals false argument, we are having B as the first key. So B 20, A 10, and C 3. So this is how actually we can move one key to the end or the beginning. So how about removing or deleting an element? In order to delete an element, we write down the del keyword, the name of our order dictionary, which is OD, and then the key that we want to be removed. Now I'm removing the key A from the order dictionary OD, and then we are printing the order dictionary one more time. So when I run this code, we see that after deleting A, order dictionary looks like this. We are having B equals to 20, and the key C has its associated value 3, and A, which was 10, is now not included in our order dictionary because we just removed it. Then we would like to compare a normal dictionary with an order dictionary. Here we are asking the compiler, we are having two uh, normal dictionaries and we're comparing them. So it has three, each of them is having three keys and their associated value. For example, X, Y, and Z. X is 100, Y is 200, and Z is 300. And we see that Z is 300, X is 100, and Y is 200. But in the second normal dictionary, we are changing the place of the dictionary. For example, Y was the second key, now it's the first key. X was the first key in the first dictionary, and it is now the second key in the second dictionary. And we are asking the compiler to see our normal dictionaries equal, and we are assigning dictionary 1 to be equal to dictionary 2, and we want to see if the result of this is true or false. So when I run this code, it says, are normal dictionary equal? The answer is true. So the compiler sees these two normal dictionary to be equal. However, when working with order dictionary, we are having two orders dictionaries here. So the order dictionary 1 and the order dictionary 2. So X, Y, and Z, 100, 200, and 300. Then Y is 200, X is 100, and Z is 300 in the second order dictionary. And we see that the keys are the same, the values are the same. However, the place where we are having Y in the first one and the second one is different, and also the same logic happens with the X here, okay? And we are asking the compiler to see are ordered dictionaries equal, and we are asking the compiler this using the order dictionary 1 equals order dictionary 2. So when I run this code, the answer is false. So these two order dictionary are not identical because the order in which the keys are inserted is very important in the order dictionary. This is why the compiler does not see them to be equal to each other, So in this video, we did some coding exercises here. We learned how to create an order dictionary and assign keys and their associated values to an order dictionary. We learned how to access different elements of an order dictionary, for example, the key B, the key C. Then we learned how to update one key. For example, in an order dictionary, we are assigning a new value to a key that we already declared above. Here, we are updating A, and also we were updating B here. So we were updating A with 10 and B with 20. Then we learned how to move one key to the end of our order dictionary. So for example, using the move to end function, we learned how to move key B to the end of the order dictionary. And also here we learned how to move the key A to the end of the order dictionary using the move to end function. Using the same move to end function, we can send and move, let's say, one element to the beginning of our order dictionary. Here is the move to end, and now we are going to work with two arguments. First, the name of the key. Second, we write down last equals false. So this can help us to send or to move the key A to the beginning of the ordered dictionary. Again, we did the same with the key B. After that, we learned how to delete an element from our ordered dictionary. For example, we want to delete the key A with its associated value. So we learned that we can use the del keyword. Finally, we compared two normal dictionaries with each other to see if compiler sees them to be equal if the order of the keys and their associated values are different in these two normal dictionaries. For example, the normal dictionary 1 was having X and Y as the first two elements, but the second normal dictionary was having Y and X. So in this case, because they are normal dictionaries, the compiler sees them to be equal. However, when we are working with ordered dictionary, we see that this little change will lead to having two different ordered dictionary, and the compiler says when we are asking it, okay, are they equal? It says no, they are not equal. So in this video, we talked about ordered dictionaries and different operations that we can do with them. Thank you for watching.